Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Jung Suk, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-Step System to Pass a TOEFL IBT. Now, you made a comment over at my Better TOEFL Scores blog, and let's take a look at the whole context here so we can understand what your situation is. So other people at my YouTube channel may have similar questions, so I'm going to post this there also. Okay, so originally you've posted a whole bunch of different comments, and one of your first comments was you have a question about listening. Do you need to take notes during the lecture? So obviously you need to take notes, and then your question was about using conjunctions. You had more questions about note taking. And then I asked you this, and this is kind of my philosophy. Instead of getting caught up in all these minor kind of small questions here, I asked you two questions. What is your current TOEFL score including subtotals? And what is the target score you want to get including subtotals? And you have actually answered this particular question, right? So your TOEFL score right now is 34. So you have 8 points on the listening, you have 6 points on the reading, and then you don't remember your speaking and writing scores, but we can probably assume they're all pretty low. So your goal here is to get 80. You want to get 20 points in each section or subtotal. So basically you want to go from 34 to 80. So you're looking at between 40 and 50 points higher you want to get. And then after you gave me this information, you posted one more question. See, if I want to get a high score in independent writing, is it important to care for the word limit? I can write up to 250 words only. I'd recommend a minimum of 350 words on the independent writing task and a minimum of 250 words on the integrated writing task. But the real issue here is, okay, what do you need to do in order to improve your score 34 to 80, and how long is it going to take? So unfortunately, your score is actually pretty low right now, so it's going to take some time. You're probably looking at a minimum of 6 months to a year. If you follow these specific steps, you might want to write these down. I'm going to give you some specific things that you can do for the next 6 months to a year that will help in building your academic English language proficiency. Remember here, you have to be careful about the TOEFL. There's really you have to make sure that you have the academic English language proficiency first, and then you want to focus on what's called the IBT test-taking strategies. It looks like you're trying to get into the IBT test-taking strategies, but you don't really have a good basic academic English language foundation. So what I'm going to do is help you build your English. So the first thing you want to do right now is for the next 6 months, try to find about 45 to 60 minutes daily, Jung Suk, where you can read. You can read magazines, newspapers, and longer books. Number 2, you also want to get in the habit of practicing listening. You want to focus on news, documentary history, and also science programs. Those are very, very helpful now. I'll give you a couple of others. If you don't have English TV and you can't do that, let me give you a couple of other ideas here, or maybe 3. I'll give you 3 different websites which are very, very helpful for your listening. The first one, National Public Radio. You can find that using Google. The second one is TED Talks. And the third one Randall's Cyber Listening Lab. So this is also good. But all 3 of these are good. Now, when you're doing your reading and your listening practice, you want to get in the habit of note taking. Now, I'm guessing right now your notes will not be very accurate. They will not be complete, but you got to start somewhere. So as you do your reading and your listening practice, start trying to get down in note form the main points and the most important supporting points of those reading and listening passages. This is very, very important. Now, using your notes, you can speak and write about this information. Your goal for the next few months is to write 3 academic summaries each week. Each summary should be about 250 words approximately, and you're writing summaries about the reading and the listening passages. Even your grammar will be bad, your vocabulary is going to be bad. Of course, it's not going to be good now, but the point is to start practicing. Trust me, as you do this, you will be your responses will be more and more complete. Now, in addition to writing academic summaries of the reading and listening passages all the while using your notes, you should also give oral summaries about the reading and the listening passages. Make it a goal to do 3 to 5 oral summaries each week. That means you're speaking about the reading and the listening passages. If you go to National Public Radio, you'll find an article that you like, you'll listen to it, you'll take down some notes, you'll either write about it or you'll speak about it. Right? You want to do this every day. This is something you can do. You don't need to pay any money to anybody. You can do this on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. Just doing this. This will help build your academic English language proficiency. So far I've given you some tips on improving your reading. I've given you some tips on improving your listening. And I've even given you some tips on things you can do to help with your integrated writing and your integrated speaking. Now, the third thing that you want to do, you want to start going through the lessons. I'm going to make a recommendation right now, my 90-day TOEFL study guide. You can use this. Remember that you have unlimited access to all of my lessons in my online TOEFL course, and I recommend you start going through that 90-day TOEFL study guide, and that's going to give you some really good practice with your vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, listening, reading, writing, and speaking areas. And the most important thing right now, you want to make sure that you can master the words. There's 1,700 TOEFL words in the vocabulary part of my course, Junsuk, and you want to make sure that you learn those words. Of course, it'll probably take you more than 3 months, but remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with your first step, a Chinese philosopher once said. So I'm going to say that to you. You have to start by learning those words. It'll be a journey. It'll take a lot of time, but if you do it, it really will help you with your TOEFL score. All right, so those are my 3 suggestions, 3 simple things. Start doing the reading and the listening practice, and then start going through the lessons in my 90-day TOEFL study guide. I will include a link to the study guide in the comments next to yours so you can take a look at them. All right, anyway, all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.